Is it sharing now? No. Recording also there. No. Right. How about the camera? Can we see the camera? Use. Now the screen is shared for online students, not for you. Minutes. Okay. Should I turn the camera to this way? To your side. Right. So we define the term human resource management. Human resource management is the efficient and effective utilization of resources, human resources, in order to achieve organized goal. Right? What do you mean by utilization of human resource efficiently? What do you mean by efficient utilization? Efficient utilization of human resources. Efficiency equals to doing things right. Okay. What do you mean by efficient utilization of human resources? Human resource should be utilized efficiently. What is that? Mean that human resource should be utilized, minimizing wastage. Do not waste human resource. Do not waste human. Why? Why? Why we are concerned about the efficiency in utilizing human resources? Because human resource is scarce resource. Right? Not only but also effective. Right? What do you mean by effective utilization of human resources? Effective utilization. Yes. Effectiveness refers to doing the right thing. Yes. What do you mean by effective utilizing human resources? Means that human resource will be utilized in order to achieve organization goal. Right? Otherwise, top manager will not support HR. Right? Whatever the activity we do in HR should support the achievement of business goals. Right? So we should bring. Right? Human resource should be utilized efficiently and effectively. Why? Human resource is scarce resource. Right? If it is not scarce, it is not economic resource. We need not to concern about efficiency and effectiveness. Right? We are not concerned. We are not concerned when we are breathing here. Are you concerned? How about having sun rays? Are you concerned? No. But economic resource. Have plenty. Understand? As we do not have enough, we should be concerned. So that human resource management is the efficient and effective utilization of human resources, not economic goals. And then we discuss the generic purpose of HRM. What is the generic purpose of HRM? Why organization should be concerned having a good human resource management system in the organization? Why? What is the very purpose? There are organizations running without the proper human resource management system. They are organized, especially many small organizations. So saying that we can't undermine the importance of human resource management to small organizations. Yes, what is the generic purpose? How do you say that human resource management is important for any organization, irrespective of the size of the organization or the nature of the organization? Yes, what is the generic purpose? I remember that we discussed. Anyway. Anybody? What is the generic purpose? We discussed. Anybody? Somebody? Nobody. Have I come to the wrong class? It's the same class. Right. So understand, the generic purpose of HRM is to get the maximum individual contribution from employees, individuals, to the organized success. Understand? So if we do not need the maximum contribution, we need to worry about HR. People will work. They give their contribution. But they not be, it may not be the maximum contribution. Right? So if the organization can happily have its contribution, we don't need it. We don't need it. The organization can. So here what I said, happy to network. Okay, yeah, manage. That is the form of the way I can. Right. So what I want to tell you is that we need HR in order to get maximum individual contribution from all the individuals, all the employees. So that we have to first we have to generate. We have to generate and then retain what type of workforce. Appropriate workforce. Not only appropriate, but also contented. Appropriate and contented workforce. Right? Which gives the maximum individual contribution towards the organization. So that generic purpose of human resource management is first to generate and then to retain appropriate and contented workforce which give the maximum individual contribution. What do you mean by appropriate workforce? You have to first generate appropriate workforce. If the workforce is not appropriate, so it is useless to talk about HR. We need HR in order to generate appropriate workforce, not inappropriate. What is the appropriate workforce? Yes, appropriate refers to competent workforce. Yes, suitable. Suitable means competent workforce, motivated workforce, competent workforce, and involved workforce. Understand? Right. Competent. What do you mean by competent workforce? Competent workforce, they have to have competency. Employees that you are going to generate should be competent enough. Competence refers to what? Yes, competence refers to knowledge, skills, and attitude. So the workforce you generate should be knowledgeable. They have to have the required skills, right? And also they have to have the required, so the proper attitudes, right? So with regard to everything, and so that competent refers to knowledge, skills, and attitude. So motivated means you have to generate not only competent workforce, they should be motivated enough. What is my motivation? Motivation is the willingness to work, desire to work. They have to have the feeling of working. So otherwise it is useless of having generating competent workforce. They are not motivated. Not only competent and motivated, so they have to be committed. You have to generate and maintain committed workforce. If the workforce is not committed, it's just useless. So you have generated competent and motivated. Understand? What do you mean by commitment? Commitment here refers to organizational commitment. Organizational commitment. What is commitment? Commitment is the emotional attachment. Emotional attachment to what? To the organization. To the organization. There should be emotional attachment. So there should be emotional bond with the organization. Right? It refers that it says that they do not have intention to leave the organization in the short run. If employees are having an intention to leave the organization, are they committed? Do you think that they will give their maximum contribution? They are just putting only one leg within the organization, the other leg outside the organization. To find another job in another organization. They are not committed. That's fine. In the short run, in the long run, they may take a decision. So that they should not have any intention. They love the organization. They are loyal to the organization. They are very happy when they are talking about the organization they are working. Understand? They feel happy. So that is what is called organizational commitment. So it is very important to generate committed workforce, right? Maintain committed workforce. Not only competent, motivated, and committed, but also involved workforce. So they have to be involved. Involvement refers to job involvement. What is job involvement? That is the emotional attachment with the job they are doing. Emotional attachment with the job they are doing. The earlier one refers to emotional attachment with the organization. But this refers to emotional attachment with the job they are doing. So that is the emotional bond they are having with the job they are doing. So they are very happy about the job they are doing. They feel happy when they talk about the job they are doing. Not the organization, but the job. The identify themselves with the job they are doing. Right? When they are asked to introduce themselves, first thing they want to say about the job they are doing, not the organization. Understand? If employees have more organized commitment, the first thing they want to say is the organization where they are working. Understand? Right. But for an organization, both are important. Organized commitment and job involvement. Understand? So we discuss generic purpose of HR. Can you remember? So I have got the note. So that is what last week. Last week. Yes, we have discussed it. No? I don't get no. Right. So we stop there and we will discuss the rest of the things. Yes, this is what we discussed. The generic purpose of HRM is to generate and retain an appropriate and contented workforce which gives the maximum immediate contribution to the organized success. What is by retaining? Retaining, generating and retaining. Although you generate this type of workforce, it is useless, it is not sufficient if you cannot retain in them with the organization. Retaining means keeping them with the organization. Not everybody. Not everybody, not anybody, but so good performance, high performance, star performance. So, so in our the first session, I introduced one of the concept called Pareto principle or 80 to 20 rule. Do you remember 80 to 20 rule? 80 to 20 rule says that so 80% of profits of the organization is generated by 20% of the employees of the organization. This 20% is called high performance, good performance. Right? They are 8 times more productive than average. Understand? 8 times. So that it is very important to keep that 20% with the organization. You can't keep them by force. So you have to. So you have to do things in such a way that they are happy to stay in the organization. You have to keep them in such a way that they are happy to stay in the organization. That 20%. So that is that phenomenon is everywhere. Understand? 80 to 20. So right. We stop there and we will discuss the rest of the things. To understand, in order to achieve this generic purpose, there are several strategic goals of HR. There are several strategic goals. We had only 4 strategic goals. This is only one more added, so that there are 5 strategic goals. Once these strategic goals are achieved, this generic purpose is achieved. Once this generic purpose is achieved, effective and efficient utilization of human resources occurs within the organization, which helps the organization to discuss goals. Understand? So that in order to establish good human resource management system, so you have to achieve this generic purpose. So in order to achieve this generic purpose, so you have to achieve strategic goals. Understand? Right. So we will discuss the strategic goals of human resource management. Strategic goals of human resource management. There are one more added. Altogether, there are 5 strategic goals. The first one is to improve employee productivity. Improve or enhance or increase employee productivity. What is there, no? Right. What do you mean by employee productivity? That is one of the strategic goals. What is employee productivity? Yes, what do you mean by employee productivity? So productivity is a key concern of any employer. yours and mine. Productivity. Productivity enhancement is one of the key concerns of. Yeah, what do you mean by productivity? What is productivity? What is productivity? What is productivity? Output. Output from input. Okay, output from input. So, what is the number of output that we can gain from per unit of input? Any other? Okay. Right. So that is the way that we can increase productivity. So there are several ways. That is one way. How do you describe the term productivity? It is a key concern of any employer. What is productivity? How do you describe the term? Productivity is there is a relationship between input and output. That is the relationship between input and output. That is the ratio of output to input. That is the proportion of output to input per unit of input. So that you can find productivity if you divide outputs by the number of inputs. So that that is the ratio of output to input. So that so you can calculate productivity for any type of input. Is the ratio of output to input. You can calculate the productivity for any type of input. So if you use machines as inputs, you can find machine productivity. Right? If you use energy as an input, you can calculate energy productivity. If you use labor as input, you can find labor productivity. Understand? Right. So why organizations are concerned about productivity? Why? Almost all the organizations or employers wants to increase, enhance, improve productivity. Why is that?
They have to reduce input cost and increase the
what impact will it make on what? What is the impact of increasing productivity? Yes, maximizing profits. Yes, and thereby achieving business goal. Right. Okay. So, what is the immediate impact of increasing productivity? So, I know that it's very easy to understand that there is a clear relationship between productivity and profits and achievement of business goals. My question is, what is the immediate impact of increasing? So what is called productivity? Cost. Okay. What will happen to the per unit cost? It goes down. Right? If per unit cost goes down, what will happen to the total cost? Total cost down. Right? So that if the total cost goes down, while all the other factors remain unchanged. Right. So that almost all the organizers are concerned about increasing, enhancing, improving productivity. So employee productivity. Employee productivity is the number of so the relationship between employee inputs and employee output. So there are many measurements of employee inputs. What are the measurements of employee inputs? How do you measure employee inputs? Number of working hours, labor hours, and number of heads, number of employees. Per one employee, what is the output produced? Per working hour, and what is the number of output produced? Right. So that almost all the organized wants to increase, enhance, improve so labor productivity. So it will make an impact on achievement of business goals. Understand? So that is one of the strategic goals. So the second strategic goal is employee development. What do you mean by employee development? It's expected to develop employees. Right? That is one of the strategic goals. In order to achieve that generic purpose, so employee development is important. Development helps. What do you mean by employee development? Yes, employee development. Employee development equals to what? Increasing skills. Yes, that is one of the aspects. Right? It is a very broad concept. Employee development is a broad concept or broader concept than we think. So it refers to increasing competencies by providing knowledge, skills, and attitudes. It's all about increasing competence. That is only just one aspect. But not only increasing competency, but also so providing so career development opportunity. Career development is one of the concerns of employees. We won't stay in a particular organization where there are no career development opportunities. Don't we have a career progression? Don't we want? Everybody wants to have a career progression. That is natural desires, right? So we want, everybody want, right? So that you need to have some career development opportunity. So that organization should help employees to manage their career. So career management refers to career planning and career development. Understand? Right. So that is so another aspects which include in employee development. And one more. So another aspect is to help employees to achieve their personal goal. Understand? Employees are coming to the place of work in order to achieve their personal goal, right? With the intention of achieving their personal goals, the employees will help the organization to achieve business goal. If the organization does not help employees to achieve their personal goals, do you think that people will work? No, they may not. Right? That is the main source of income. It's a report to achieve personal goals. Organization should understand it. Understand? So employees are coming to the place of work with the intention of achieving their own goals by helping the organization to achieve business goals. Right? So that employee development refers to increasing, enhancing, improving competencies of employees. So career management or career development and helping employees to achieve their personal goals. Understand? Right. Then the third strategic goal is to increase, enhance, improve employee. So QWL. What do you mean by QWL? The quality of work life. Quality of work life. Did we discuss these things last week? We discussed, no? Right. So that we need not to discuss again. So, but just to recap, what do you mean by QWL? Huh? What is QWL? Okay, I'm sorry. So I have got a call from the security. It's 5 minutes. So till I come, I will give a brain exercise. I do not go anywhere. Do this exercise. Right, assume that there are 4 equal squares here. 4 equal squares. I have used 12 lines to make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 lines, 4 equal squares. So I want not 4 but 3. I want 3 equal squares. So you are supposed to make these 4 squares into 3 squares by removing only 3 lines, whatever the lines, not moving, sorry, not removing but moving. You have to reuse. No overlapping. Okay? Understood? Only 3. But it should be equal in size, not rectangles. Yes. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Right. So there are 12 lines, so you can move any 3 of them. Not removing. So moving means you have to reuse. No overlapping. You can put one line over the other. No. Okay. I'll give 3 squares. 3 squares.
How many lines can we move?
Huh?
How many lines can we move?
No, only 3. Only 3 lines. Yeah. එදන සමජත්ව හතරක් තියෙනවානේ මට ඕන 3යි මේ හතර තුනක් කරන්න ලයින්ස් තුනක් එහා මෙහා කරලා ඕනම විදියට. ඒක එක පොඩ එකක් තියන්න බෑ. අයින් කරන්නත් බෑ. ඒකම සයිස් එකක් තමයි. ඒකෙන් ලීස් ඔය කරා නේද? Right, I will come quickly. Okay, shall we come back to our session or? Did you do? Hands up, those who need. supervision of this. That's all. All right. Okay, so what is your good name? Huh? Iman. Right. Iman, so I have to come forward. And okay. Huh? Okay, okay. Right. Okay. Acceptable? Right, good. So to give an applause to your friend, they're the biggest applause you could give. They're the biggest, so give the biggest applause. Right, what is the lesson you learn? What is the lesson you learn? Learning point, what is the learning point? Huh? Really learning point. What is important in results, not the process. What is the main learning point? Learning point is that understand every problem should have solution. Lock manufacturers never manufacture lock without a key. At the time lock is with your something. Like if there is a problem, there should have a solution. If you do not know the solution, it doesn't mean that there are no solutions or there is no solution. Why is the thing out of the law? For this problem, there are four possible answers. There are four possible solutions. Just only one. Understand? So we will figure out. Right, so you have to start to find a solution with the mindset that it is possible. See, you can. You can't. Right. Understand? Right, so that is basically develop this way of thinking. Okay. Smart thinking, right? Innovative, creative mind, lateral thinking. Very important. Okay, we will come to our session. Okay, so from time to time you have to give an exercise to your brain. Otherwise, it may swing. Right. So we have discussed these things so that I don't want to focus your attention again to increase quality of work life. So it is all about giving opportunity for the members of the organization to achieve their goals related to their jobs. Job environment. Right. So there are many determinants of QWA. What are they? What is the main determinant of QWA? Main determinant in a country like Sri Lanka, salaries and wages, main determinant. But that is a very reason for us to go to work. Understand? Right, salaries and wages, but not limited to that. Some more. What are the other? Huh? Yes. Environment. Yes, working environments should be continuous, very good dog, good looking, very pleasant environment. Everybody loves. What else? What else? Huh? How about promotional possibilities, promotion opportunities? Right, so we expect if there are no promotion possibilities, we don't want to stay at the same spot, stagnate on the same spot. We won't have a career progression, right? Career advancement. So that is another thing. Okay, working conditions. Working conditions should be favorable. We are not ready to work under any working conditions. All the working conditions favorable. Right. How about the relationship between the boss and the subordinate? That is one of the determinants. If the boss is too harsh, too autocratic, we don't want to work for that type of organization. According to research, people are not leaving organizing. People are leaving their boss manager. Understand? Due to poor relationship. Right, but there are many. I'm not going to talk about it. And fourth one is to ensure legal compliance. There are many legal enactments imposed by the government from time to time. So although they are our employees, we are not supposed to utilize so-called labor as we want, as we wish. Right? So there are several So labor laws, we have to utilize the so-called labor subject to the provisions of these labor laws. Each of these labor laws is a punishable offense. Understand? Right. So that we need HR in order to ensure that we are utilizing HR subject to the provisions of these labor laws. Right. And recently one more, strategic goal was added, that is to ensure customer complaints. Unlike those days, there are some big customers for some of the organizations, especially in garment industry. So the customers are so big that customer purchases the product produced by the company. There's only one customer who three, not many. The customer is so big that customer can so from time to time impose some of the conditions with regard to utilizing labor. So that we can't say that. So we are not going to work according to their conditions, so that you may lose your customer. Understand? So we have to make them happy. Right, so those are the strategic goals, 5 strategic goals. We have discussed them. Right. In order to achieve those 5 strategic goals, there are several objectives of HR. There are several objectives. Once strategic goals are achieved, general purpose is achieved. Once general purpose is achieved, effective and efficient utilization of human resource in the organization. There is a effective and efficient utilization of human resources. We have to achieve the business goals. Understand? So that achievement of these strategic goals are very important to achieve business goals. So we have to link everything in the business goal. Right. In order to achieve the strategic goal, there are several objectives of HR. There are several objectives. What are the objectives of HR? What is the very objective of HR? What is the very objective? So you have got a note on this. So strategic goals. This is the last one we discussed. Ensure customer complaint. Right. Objectives of HR. Right. So achievement of these objectives are very important in order to achieve strategic goals. So what are the objectives of it? What objectives are going to be achieved by means of human resource management? So that may be one of the possible questions that you can get for your insurance sector. Objectives sector. What are the objectives? What is the very objective? Anybody who can guess? Huh? Yes. So that is the ultimate goal. Right? So by so achieving all these objectives, so the organization should be able to achieve business goal. Should link with business goal. Specific objectives. Specific objectives. Understand first objective of HRM is to procure right people at the right time for the right job. That is the very objective. Procuring means hiring, to have, to get. Understand? So to procure right people at the right time for the right job. That is the first objective. What do you mean by right people? Not wrong people. We need HR in order to hire right people. What do you mean by right people? To procure right people at the right time to do the right job. So we have not hired right people, we will not be able to achieve the objectives. What is right people? Not wrong people. What is right people? Skillful. Yes. So not only skilled, so they have to have all the required key qualities and qualifications. Right? So right people are the people who have got the required key qualities and qualifications. What is the required academic qualification? What is the required professional qualification? So what is the required level of experience they have? What is the required level of other key qualities? Understand? Right. So that so right people are the people who have got the required key qualities and qualifications to generate expected outcomes. Understand? Right people at the right time. So you have to have right people at the right time, not at the wrong time. Right decision at the wrong time is the wrong decision. Right decision at the wrong time. Wrong decision. Right? You have to have right people at the right time, not at the wrong time. What is the right time? Right people at the right time. What is the right time? Right time means when they are required. When they are required. For example, particular organization needs the service of a production supervisor on the 1st of April. So that the organization should have one on that particular day, not on the 1st of January. What will happen if you are going to hire one on 1st of January? What will happen? What is the matter? What is that? Yes, you have excess of employees. So that is costly. Understand? Right. So that is, so you need not to hire anybody the 1st of April or 1st of January. Sometime if you are going to train them, so if you are going to hire them with the reason, it's okay. But you have to have on the 1st of April, not the 31st of October. Understand? So you may not have the required staff to get things done. Right? So to do the right job, right person at the right time to do the right job. What do you mean by right job? Right job? Yes. The job that matches. The job that matches with the person. So there should have a fit between the person and the job. Person should be fitted with the job and job should be fitted with the person. Understand? Otherwise, so no use of it. Right. What is the second objective? First objective is to procure right people at the right time for the right job. What is the second objective? Second objective is to retaining, right? Retain the most appropriate or more appropriate employees with the organization. So what is the use of procuring right people at the right time for the right job if they are leaving the organization soon after they are hired? It's very costly. Understand? So that you have to make an effort to keep them with the organization. Not everybody, not all, but so high performance, star performance. Understand? Good performance. So always remember this principle, Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. Right? Especially you have to retain your high performance, star performance, 20% of your total workforce. You have to identify them. But you have to have good sense about these employees who are called staff performance. They are the people who change the organization. Understand? Right. If they are leaving the organization very often, so this disadvantage is very high because you have to restart your staffing process. Again recruiting, then again selection, again hiring, again induction, training and development, situation. Everything has to be done from the beginning. Understand? Right. So this is another objective of human resource management. The third objective is so control employee cost. To control employee cost, you understand that. So you are aware than me about so this fact. Any organization, employee cost will be the major so component of the cost, the total cost structure, employment cost, more than 50% of any organization. In case of labor intensive, it may go up to 75. Understand? So that if you want to increase, you have to lower the cost, but the major component coming from employee cost. Understand? So you have to control. Controlling does not mean that you are supposed to keep your employment cost at the minimum, but it refers to avoiding overcosting. So you have to avoid overcosting. So there are many overcosting. So you have to think. For example, if 2 rounds of interviews are quite enough to select candidates for the post of management training, 2 rounds of interviews are enough. Conducting 3 rounds of interviews may be overcosting. Understand? You have to identify these things and you have to control. Right? Okay, so again, instead of doing recruitment function in ad hoc manner as need arises, so if you can forecast future demand for HR with one advertisement, you can call for application for all the job vacancies for for the next 6 months of time. Right? You can lower your advertising cost to a greater extent. Understand? We will discuss that when we are going to talk about university planning. So I will let you know many ways that we can control the employment cost. Then, so another objective is to motivate employees. Understand, motivation is not a simple function. So it is one objective of HRM. Objective to motivate employees. What is motivation? Motivation is the willingness to work. You have to create the willingness to work. You have to persuade. Understand? Right. So that whatever the activities you do in HR should aim at increasing the motivation of employees. Understand? Right. So this is much more broader than a simple function. So some may understand that motivation is a function. No, it is not a function. It is an objective. Objectives are much more broader than single function. Like for example, so suppose the recruitment is one of the activities. You have to recruit new employees in such a way that your existing employees also will be motivated. So sometimes if you are not following some of the principles, so your current employees will demotivate with new hiring. If you have not informed anybody with regard to the new hires that you are going to make, so definitely they will be demotivated. Right? Understand? So there is a way of doing it. If you discuss these things to motivate employees, then there are some more to increase or to enhance, improve employee. So what is called commitment? Commitment. What is commitment? Commitment is emotional attachment with the organization, emotional bond. So in order to increase, so that is one of the objectives to increase, enhance, improve employee so commitment. And to increase or enhance, improve employee, so job involvement. Job involvement is the emotion attachment with the job. One more, to increase or enhance or improve OCB behavior. What do you mean by OCB? That is related to the new concept, OCB. What is OCB? To increase, enhance OCB. What is OCB? Organizational citizenship behavior. OCB. That's relatively new concept. OCB. To increase, enhance, improve. So organization citizenship behavior of employees. Like what do you by OCB? What do you by organization citizenship behavior? Yes. What is that? So that is the extent, or that is the degree to which employees are willing to engage. Employees are willing to engage in non-official behavior, right? Which helps the organization to achieve business goals. There are some employees who are willing to accept, right? Discretionary, willing to accept. So some of the duties of the organization, voluntarily, which help the organization. That is not their official duties. So while performing their official duties, so they are very happy to engage doing in some other duty to help the organization to business goals. Okay, that is what is called OCB because they love the organization. Right. So although they do not perform their discretion duties, so organization will not take any disciplinary action. Understand? Because it is not their duty. But they are so happy to help the organization by engaging in such discretion effort. For example, on the way back after work, so one particular employee noticed that one of the tap is leaking. So that is the duty of a maintenance staff. But that particular person goes with tap and try to fix it. That is not duty, but he takes actions to do it because it helps the organization to achieve business goals. That is called. Right. So a particular part of the organization, caught fire. So employees can take immediate actions to down the fire. But that is not the duty which is in the job. What is called job description. So voluntary do it, discretionary do it because they are happy to do it. So they love the organization. So organization need this type of employee. Understand? That is called OCB, organizational citizenship behavior. Okay, so these are the objectives of HRM. These are the objectives. Once these objectives are achieved, so strategic goals are achieved. Once these strategic goals are achieved, to get an employee commitment, you can't see the other. Right? You can't see others. So point you did not see is one is increase, enhance, improve
employee, so what is called
Job involvement.
job involvement and
Right, once you achieve these, so what is called objectives. So study goals are achieved. Once study goals are achieved, general purpose is achieved. Once general purpose is achieved, effective and efficient utilization of human resources within the organization. Right? So in order to achieve these objectives, there are several functions called human resource management functions. I'm sure that some of the functions are known to you. You may have heard, so these functions, some of you might have performed these functions. Although you are not HR managers, so some of you might have performed these functions. In time to some even, sometimes you are supposed you are required to perform these functions. So I told you that, so you are considered as a human resource manager. You are not going to be HR specialist, but you are going to be HR generalist because you have to perform these functions. Although there is a designated person as called HR manager, so responsibility of HRM rests on all the managers because all the managers are HR managers. You have to perform a dual role. Understand? You have to work as a human resource manager. So that the function that I am going to discuss with you, right, should be performed. So with the cooperation and collaboration of all the managers. If you are not cooperating with the HR manager will not be able to establish. So human resource management system within the organization. Understand? Okay, first we will list down these functions. We are going to list down these functions. Later on, we are going to discuss these functions one by one. If you want to study human resource management in detail, what we have to do is to study these functions so in detail. Right? Normally it takes nearly 4 years to study these functions. Detail. The usual specialized degree program at university level. But we are going to learn all these functions within 45 hours. Understand? Right, so you can understand the amount that we can discuss. Right, but no worries because you are not going to be HR specialist, so that we can have at least quite enough have a surface level of understanding about these functions. Not deep knowledge, you have general knowledge. Okay, first we will list down all these functions. So we are going to list down nearly 18 functions of HRM. Out of these 18, we can find 7 functions. So which are called as basic functions. The other functions are secondary functions. Let's just rest of the functions. Okay, what are the functions known to you that we have heard? What are the human resource management functions? Yes, I should, huh? Yes, recruitment is one of the functions. Recruitment is one of the important functions of human resource management. The quality of human resources available within the organization heavily depends on the performance of this function. If you make a mistake at the time of recruitment, so you have to face to dire consequences. Right? What is the recruitment? So what is the single term for recruitment? Huh? Single term for recruitment? One word. Yes, so many intellectuals, even some intellectuals use this term to refer to Bandhavaganiyam, but that is wrong. So similar term එක Bandhavaganiyam කියන එක වැරදි. Bandhavaganiyam කියන්නේ වෙන function. That has to be done after recruitment. And Bandhavaganiyam කියන්නේ hiring. Hiring කියන්නේ Bandhavaganiyam. Understand? Hiring has to be done after recruitment, not only after recruitment. There's another function called selection. So you have to do hiring. So after selection, so there are 2 more functions to be done before hiring. So recruitment के नियम सिग्नल वचने තමයි ආකර්ෂණ. ආකර්ෂණ කියන්නේ අද්වාගැනීම. So it is all about finding and attracting suitably qualified applicants for the jobs which are vacant. If there is a vacancy or vacancies, you have to fill. You have to fill. In order to fill, so you have to select. In order to select, you have to have a pool of applicants. If you do not have a pool of applicants, how can you select? Understand? So First of all, you have to have a pool of suitably qualified applicants. So you are going to make the choice of the most appropriate applicant from that pool. That is what you do in selection, right? So if you do not have a pool with suitably qualified applicants, you can't do so selection and hiring, right? So this is the function. Recruitment is the function that creates that pool of suitably qualified applicants. The very purpose of recruitment is to create a pool of applicants from which you can select. Thereby you can hire. Understand? So recruitment means finding and attracting suitably qualified applicants for the jobs which are available. Understand? Is that clear? Right. So we are going to discuss these functions one by one, not all. We will not be able to discuss all the functions, but I am going to discuss the most important functions, especially basic functions. I am going to discuss almost all the basic functions. Thereby, I am going to select some of the secondary functions. Okay. Right.
And we have the list of all the functions that you talked about.
Yes. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to list down all the functions, right? So that will be an eye opener if you want to master HRM. So you can think of the other functions. I will briefly explain all the functions, then I'm going to explain in deep some of the functions. First is 7 basic functions. 7 basic functions, then there are 11 secondary functions. Okay, so that you can do, you can study the other functions by yourself. We will try to do as many as possible. Okay, right. So anybody, what is the first function of HRM? Okay, doesn't matter. So without any particular order, so you can roughly say one is recruitment. Training and development. Training and development. Understand, training and development is one of the secondary functions. Secondary function. Training and development aim at increasing, enhancing, improving competencies of employee. Thereby increasing employee performance, thereby organized performance. So prime purpose of training and development is to increase, enhance into business performance. By increasing, enhancing individual employee performance. By giving the required knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Through training and development, employees are taught. Employees acquire is the acquisition of knowledge, skills, and we will discuss that. So even training and development is going to be discussed as it is very important. Right, popular function. I will discuss. I discuss recruitment too. So what are the other? Evaluation after yes, that's also one of the important secondary functions. So they are called performance evaluations. Performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is one of the common functions. So performed by many organizations. I will discuss that function too. Performance evaluation. Right, that is a human desire. Everybody wants to know how well they are doing. Don't you want to know how well you are studying? Don't you want to know how well you are studying? You want. That is why you are longing for results soon after exam. Right. Don't you want to get results soon after the exam? Tell me. Be frank. You think when you are small kid, you might have ran after your teachers, right? Getting marks. That is the nature. So that is a feedback. Understand? Right. So anybody, so any employee wants to know how well they are doing their job. So you are very happy to hear how well you are doing your job. I want to know how well I am teaching. That's why I always ask a feedback from you, whether you understand or not. Understand? So if you cannot understand my teaching, I have to take a decision whether I am going to stay in the same profession or going for fishing. Right? So it is very important. Understand? Right. Performance evaluation. We will discuss that. What is? Huh? Any other? What are the other? What are the other functions known to you? Huh? Mediation. Mediation is not a function. Huh? So that is one of the activities you have to do. That is one of the activities. Especially in labor relations, so you have to. Labor relation is a broad function. Labor relation. Relationship between labor and the management. So under that, so you have to perform various activities. So you can take that activity under regular basis. What else? Huh? Yeah, job designing. Job designing is the first function should be performed. That is the basic function. Job designing is the first function. So I'm going to discuss job designing. So when you are going to meet, so next time, starting from job design, this is the first function, right? So job designing refers to the creation of jobs, making jobs. Jobs are the basic building blocks of any organization. Organizations have been built based on jobs. Understand? Right. So that is so jobs link people with the organization. The jobs that link people with the organization. We will discuss these things. So including the meaning of job. Job design. Job design is creating jobs, making jobs. So without jobs, there is no need for acquisition, no need for development, no need for maintenance. There should be jobs. We will discuss. That is the first function of HR. Especially this has to be done at the commencement of any organization. When organizations commence for the first time, you have to design jobs. Right? So once you design job, due to many reasons, you have to redesign. You have to redesign. So then we are going to discuss about job designing and redesign. Right? In that redesign also very, very important. Many things get changed. Tasks get changed, duties get changed, responsibilities get changed, tools and techniques get changed. So some jobs go out of scene. Right? So for example, we had a job called typist in the past. E16 today. And all jobs is everywhere. Typist job. Three-page bulb. Yes. Three-page bulb. Data entry operator. Exams. So there will be many other names. Right. Okay. What else? Job designing. So no worries. We are going to discuss these things in detail. What are the other functions? Job designing. Yes, grievance handling. Grievance handling is another secondary function of HR. Grievance is a problem, feeling of injustice. If employees are having a feeling of injustice, do you think that they are happy? If employees feel that they are having a problem, so they are not happy. If employees are not happy, do you think that they will give their maximum contribution? No. Only happy employees will give maximum contribution. So you have to keep employees happy. So did I remind you what Khalid Vikram said? Khalid Vikram, Khalid Vikram is a philosopher. He has mentioned that whatever you do, you have to do with happiness. So you know, ඔබ කරන මෙහෙය ඔබ කරන්න ඕන සතුටකින්. ඔබ කරන මෙහෙය ඔබ කරන්නේ සතුටකින් නෙමෙයි නම් දෙවලක් ළඟ සිඟාකයන් ඉලෙකි. එවිට සතුටින් සිටින මිනිසුන් ඔබට සතුටින් සිටමන් දෙන්නට. දැන් අපි සතුටකින් නොකරන කිසිම දෙයක් කවදාද වෙන්නේ. මොනවා කළත් කරන දේ සතුටින් කරන්න. සතුටින් කරේ නැත්නම් ඒක වැඩි කරයි. හැබැයි ඒක කවදාද වෙන්නේ. නිසා දේශනෙක එන්න ඕන අසීමිත සතුටකින්. බාහිර කියන්න ඕන සීමිත සතුටකින්. ඒක නැත්නම් මේක මොන වෙඩින් එකක්ද කියලා ඉස්සර කියනවා නම් ඒක බලදායි නේද? නිසා so පඩේට යනවනේ ඉඳන්නත් ඕන සතුටේ. shopping යනවනේ යන්නත් ඕන සතුටේ. සීසන් මාතෘ කැම්පියන්ස් shopping යන මාතෘකාවක් එක්ක ඊළඟ ෆ්‍රෙන්ඩ් බංකුවක් පාරියෙන්න කොහොමද යන්න වෙනවනේ ඉතින් ඒ යන්නේ සතුටින් යන්න. වැඩි කරලා කියලා පොඩ්ඩ නිකන් ඒක දාගන්න තියෙන්නේ. So whatever you do in your life, you have to do it with happiness. But otherwise it will not be that productive. Understand? Okay. So grievance handling. So whether grievance is expressed or not, whether grievance is real or not, whether it is true or imaginary, all the grievances should be handled, redressed. Understand? Good managers try to redress grievances as they arise. But excellent managers should uncover hidden grievances and redress them. Understand? So you are supposed to uncover hidden grievances. There will be some hidden grievances. Employee will not express it. Employee will not tell the grievance they are having, but so you will be able to guess whether they have grievance or not. Sometimes they will not greet you. Sometimes they will avoid you. But they should have reason for it. Understand? They may be having problem. Right? So that you have to uncover the grievance. Grievance may not be true. Right? It may not be real, but all the grievance should be redressed. Understand? So one employee believes that he should deserve a promotion. They have given to someone else. But according to the policy, so the promotion should not be given to him. It should be given to the person you have given. But that particular person thinks that he deserves the promotion, right? It doesn't mean that you have to take it back and give to that person. You have to reject that grievance. Unless you make him happy, you will not be able to get the maximum consideration. There should be a way. Understand? You have to let him know about the policies, human resource management policies, practices, procedures we follow. That should be fair to everybody. One is demotivated because of one action you are doing, so that's not HR. Understand? So that all the grievances should be redressed, handled. And that is one important function of secondary function of HR. What is compensation? Compensation. Yes, compensation is a broader term which includes three functions. Compensation, the term compensation is found in American literature. So the similar term is rewards management. That is found in British literature. Reward management has three functions. So reward management, compensation management is an umbrella term which comes three functions under. Right? Pay management, incentives management, welfare management. All these functions are taken together and labeled as compensation management or rewards management. Okay. Pay management is one of the functions. Pay management. So that is a secondary function. So it is all about development and maintaining a good pay package which adhere to so all the type of equity. There are four types of equity you have to ensure when developing a good pay package. Right. So this is very sensitive. Right. So you have to be very serious when you are going to develop a good pay package. That pay package should ensure four types of equity. One is internal equity. Internal equity says that everybody should not be paid equal. Are you happy if everybody is paid equally? Are you happy? No, nobody happy. Nobody is happy, right? So salaries and wages should be given depending on the relative worth of the job. Relative worth of the job. Understand? How do we find the relative worth? Relative worth can be found by considering the contribution of that particular job to achievement of business goals. Which job contribute more to the achievement of business goal? All the jobs are important, not equally important. So that you have to put all the jobs in order according to importance. Job which is more important, most important, then next to that, least important. So that we have to pay according to that relative importance. So that is called internal ensuring. Internal equity says that similar job should be paid similar salaries. Dissimilar job should be paid dissimilar salaries. Payment should be commensurate with the relative worth of the job. You have to measure the relative worth of each and every. There are many ways that you can find the relative worth. But that is just only one type of equity. That is called the internal equity. Then external equity. Like when you are going to pay your employees, you have to consider the salaries and wages paid by other organizations to similar employees in their organization. When you are going to decide to pay package to your driver, understand that driver definitely will compare his pay package with the drivers working for your competitors in the same geographical area. Understand? So that you have to pay at least the pay package given by that particular organization. If you can pay more than that. Understand? So that is called external equity. Then input equity. Right? What is the input they give? So it should be commensurate with what they do. And absolute equity. So your payment should be quite enough to cover at least basic needs of the employee. Basic needs are covered and better salary thing. Understand? So we'll discuss. If we get the chance, we will discuss. So compensation management, or pay management, incentives management. Just a minute. That is second. Very important. What is? What is? Yes. Any other? This might drop in a consideration to your sleepiness. What are the other? There are several. Okay, I will list down. The first function is job design. Job designing is the first function, primary function, basic function. So soon after job designing, you can perform job analysis. Job analysis, right? Job designing, job analysis. So after job analysis, function to be performed is human resource planning. So manpower planning, human resource planning, personal planning, right? So staff planning. So there are many different names we can use. So human resource planning, human power planning, etc. Right? Then recruitment. Then recruitment. Soon after recruitment, the function to be performed is selection. Selection. After selection, the function to be performed is induction. Sorry, hiring. After hiring, the function to be performed is induction. So these are the basic functions. There are 7 functions which are called basic functions. Basics are basic. These functions are to be performed before other functions are performed. On the other hand, these functions are to be performed in the order given. You can't change the order. You can't put the cart before the horse. Understood the meaning? You can't put the cart before the horse. First horse followed by the cart. Understand? So likewise, first thing first. First function is job designing, or that is all about so making jobs, creating jobs. So then job analysis. Then what is job analysis? Job analysis. In Sinhala we call it රැකියා විශ්ලේෂණ. රැකියා විශ්ලේෂණ. රැකියා ඇගීම නෙමෙයි job evaluation කියලා තව activity එකක් තියෙනවා. That is the job evaluation comes one of the activity which comes under pre-management. That is a small activity, important. But job analysis is much more broader than job evaluation. Job analysis is a kind of study, kind of examination, a kind of research, a kind of survey, examination of what? Of job characteristic and job border characteristic. So it is a study of job characteristic and job border characteristic for what? In order to create a pool of information from which we can take to perform any other HR function. In short, in nutshell, there are many functions to be performed. In order to perform these functions, we need information. We need information, right? So that so HR people will not be able to keep all the details of all the jobs in their head. There are many jobs in the organization. Suppose that there is a particular organization, there are 1,000 jobs. Will the HR people be able to keep all the details of all the jobs in their head? But these information are very important to perform any other HR. For example, suppose that in order to recruit, so you are supposed to prepare a job advertisement. In order to prepare job advertisement, you need information. What are the information you need to prepare job advertisement? What are the information you need to prepare job advertisement? Yes. Yes, so information, so at least what I won't highlight. You need various type of information. Specifically speaking, what are the information? Yes, that is the source that we find so information. I want to highlight the importance of job description. But what are the type of information you need? Yes, job requirements. So what are the job requirements? Job requirements and person requirements. Job requirements, what are the tasks to be performed? What are the duties? What are the responsibilities? What are the working conditions? Right, you need. On the other hand, although you are not going to highlight these things, you have to mention the person requirement. Person requirement. What are the person requirement? What are the key qualities and qualifications and ideal job holder should they have? What is the minimum academic qualification? What is the minimum professional qualification? What is the required so length of service or experience if it is required? What are the other physical characteristics? What is the height, weight, eyesight if it is required? Understand? So these are the information so you need. Besides that, there are some more. What is the pay package that you are going to offer? What are the working conditions? Understand? So you have to so include all these informations in the job advertisement when you are going to prepare, right? So if the job which is vacant is not so I mean, so if the HR people do not understand or if it is not familiar with the HR people, so how can they prepare to job application? Suppose that you are going to prepare job application for the job which is vacant, but you are not aware of the job. It is not familiar with the job, but you need this information. What are you going to do? From where you can get it? Yes. So without this information, you can't prepare job application. Understand? So you people will not be able to keep all the details of all the jobs in your head. Understand? There are many places where you need these type of information. So what is the strategy? What is the strategy? Yes, these information are important, very important. So one place